Today we're going to talk about that one decision that could save your life. And this is why marriage can't just be about desire. I want to tell you a story. There's a young brother. He was told the same thing that many of us was told in the past, And this is that when you feel that itch, when you get that itch, and the desire gets to be strong, then you have to hurry up and go and find a spouse so that you don't fall into zina. So, taking the advice of the old heads in the community, he did. He went and grabbed the opportunity that came to him, that came his way. So they went through and they completed the whole issue of the nikah, or the marriage. And he felt relieved and was proud of the fact that he had done something and he had done this in a halal way. But what he didn't know was that his new spouse was a carrier of HIV. So in trying to escape one sin, he walked straight into a lifelong trial, one that could have been avoided with patience, wisdom, and a deeper level of preparation. The Prophet ﷺ, and you all know that hadith, it's a hadith that again is muttafaq alayh. It's, agreed upon in terms of its authenticity by Imam al-Bukhari as well as Imam Muslim, where he says, Ya ma'ashar al-shabab. He says, he's talking to the youth. He says, whoever from amongst you can afford it, then let him marry. It's great in terms of lowering the gaze and guarding chastity. And whoever cannot do this, then let him fast. Because fasting will be, like a shield for him. You have to understand that, this piece of guidance shows that marriage is not the way that many of us are told to use it, and like a quick escape from making zina. But it's a responsibility that requires both readiness and foresight. Now, why is this a topic I chose to speak about today? Why does it matter? We're going to break it down into those three lenses that I always break them down into: the personal lens, the community lens, and the future lens. So when we talk about why it matters, let's start off with the personal lens. All right. When you marry only to satisfy, now mind you, I said only, to satisfy your urges, you risk attaching yourself to someone whose past, lifestyle, or life choices could bring lifelong consequences to you. Diseases don't care about how religious you are or how quickly you sign the nikah papers. They're going to spread regardless. So you need to worry about things outside of your desires as well. You need to take and prepare and really look into things so that you don't keep falling into some of the things that the youth, or keep falling for the same problems that some of the youth continuously fall for. May Allah protect you and all of us and all of our offspring from these issues. Allahumma ameen. Now, when we talk about the communal lens, or as some of you like to say, I know you like to put your ta'liqat on these videos, okay, the community lens. All right? Every unsafe decision made by one individual, now pay attention, every unsafe decision made by one individual, it ripples through the ummah. It ripples through the community. It ripples through our families. unbroken marriage, children raised in unstable homes, health crisis. All of these things weaken the community. Protecting yourself protects your brothers, it protects the sisters, and it protects future generations. So this decision about getting married affects more than just you, but it's going to affect things going on within the community. And when we talk about the future lens, think about where this leads if we don't take this situation serious. Now, we're talking about the situation of, the spreading of these diseases at the top of the list, especially with what's going on in the States right now with the spread of HIV. All you have to do is look on the internet about, the rate in which it's spreading in our major cities. If we don't take it seriously, imagine a generation of Muslims in America where these diseases spread in silence. Because you have to look. Just a simple internet search will let you know the reported cases. Can you imagine how many unreported cases there are? So these diseases, they spread in silence. Marriage, once people find out about what's going on and that you knew what you had before you got married, marriages collapsed because they were built upon lust instead of faith, and instead of values, and instead of compatibility. This isn't the future that we want. All right, Allah Ta'ala, He reminds us in the Qur'an. He says in Surah An-Nur, and marry the unmarried amongst you and the righteous amongst your males, slaves, and female slaves. If they be poor, then Allah will enrich him with His bounty, and Allah is all-encompassing and knowing. So you see here in this verse, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He talks about or highlights the issue of marrying righteous individuals, not just anybody. And this is because marriage is the foundation for deen and for future generations. So when we equate all of what I just mentioned, and this is a serious topic, so make sure that you're paying attention. But when we equate this with real life situations, with our lives, our everyday lives, we see that many young Muslims feel the pressure to get married quickly, just to, quote unquote, how can we say it, stay halal, without really knowing what it is that they're getting themselves into. They fall into certain types of sins before marriage, and then they rush to fix it with a nikah or a wedding. But they carry with them those scars and those risks. They carry those things into the marriage with them. That affects not only them, but it affects their spouse and possibly the children that may come from this marriage. And others, they just completely skip thinking about the consequences because of the fact that their desires are stronger, or they feel as though they're stronger than having some type of discipline in that moment. Now, I'm not downplaying things because I realize that these struggles are real. But the issue is, I want to warn you today because, ignoring these things don't make them go away. So now that we've discussed the problem and why it matters, I want to talk to you for a minute about a practical solution. Slow down. Take marriage seriously. And before you agree to spend your life with someone, and before you share your bed with someone, ask them the hard questions. Look beyond the beauty of the individual, or the fact that the individual may be handsome. Look beyond the charm and the attraction. Talk about deen. Talk about values. Talk about health. And talk about future goals. You notice I said in their health. If needed, and this is something that I always tell you to do, involve the elders in the community. The trusted elders, not just anybody, but the trusted elders in the community. The mentors or the coaches from the masjid to help to guide you through this process. Don't take it on your own, especially if this is the first time you've ever been through it. You don't really know what you're doing. Ask for some help. True love and protection come from aligning faith and responsibility, not just feeding those desires that you have. So now what I want you to do is I want you to go to the comment section. You made it this far, why not? Go to the comment section and tell me, what do you think the biggest people, or the biggest reason I should say, that people rush into marriage without really preparing themselves? And be honest. I really want to hear what you all have to say. You may agree or you may disagree with the fact that a lot of times I believe it's about their desires and they're putting themselves into situations, but I could be wrong. Let me know. And if this message hits home, don't stop here. Go and visit us on our website, the official website, Arabic Virtual Academy, and I'll put a link in the comment section below. You get more articles, lessons, and videos on how to build a safe, strong, and a faithful future. Protect yourselves, your families, and grow in knowledge before making life-changing decisions. As usual, I want to let you know that I appreciate all of you. I love all of you. I thank all of you for your support. Make sure to hit the like button. Hit it a couple of times. Let the algorithm know that this is something that's beneficial, so it'll share it to other individuals like you. You, as a matter of fact, share it with those individuals you know need to hear this. And don't forget to leave your comments in the comment section below, and we'll see you in the next video. جزاكم الله خير وبارك الله فيكم والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.